name is still Blessing, and I'm feeling a bit down today, but this topic is something that I thought it was a bit important to discuss. I don't think I've ever spoken about anything like this before, surprisingly, and I think it's necessary that we talk a bit about it. And the topic borders on how do you treat the people that you don't like. This is something that I've noticed that other people do. This is something that I've noticed that people have done to me, but I'm not very sure if I do it to other people. The people that I like and people that I don't necessarily like, do I really treat them differently? I mean, there might be differences in how I treat them, but the people that I don't like, the people that I cannot benefit anything from, do I treat them badly? I don't think so actually. I really do not think so. It's not my person to do something like that. Now, how you treat people that okay, let me adjust the okay, I think it's better here. Okay, great. How you treat people that you don't like, how you treat people that are not beneficial to you, in quotes, beneficial in quotes, how you treat people that don't have anything to offer you, how you treat people that you think are beneath you, how you treat people that you believe you are better than, how you treat people that you believe they don't have anything to offer you today and they will never have anything to offer you, how you treat people that you are not in love with, ultimately tells the extent of your humanity. That's facts, right? If you're only going to look at the way that you treat people that you like, of course, the people that you like, the people that you love, people that you have a soft spot for, the people that benefit you, you're definitely going to treat them well. It's a given, right? Because your actions are based off of emotions, they are based off of what you stand to gain, right? Either financially or otherwise. So definitely you treat them well. But how you really know that someone is a kind person is when you see the way they treat people that don't have anything to offer them. It's when you see the way they treat people that they don't like. And when I say people that they don't like, I'm not talking about people that have offended them. No, I'm not talking about people that have done them dirty. I'm just talking about people that generally you cannot like everybody. That's the truth, that's the fact. Generally you can't like everybody, especially people that you feel like, okay, they're not on your level, they're not on your social status, they cannot do anything for you, they don't have anything to offer you. You might not like them, not like you don't like them. Sometimes you may just be indifferent, right? But I'm just trying to say how you treat those people tells a lot about you. I'm not going to measure the extent of someone's kindness by seeing how they treat their family. If they're your family members, if you guys are on good terms, you will definitely treat them well, right? If I see how you treat your spouse, that's your spouse. You are obligated to treat them well. But the way you treat the maid, the way you treat the service staff, the way you treat the gatesman, the way you treat someone in your office place that is below your level, right? The way you treat someone in the market, the way you treat someone attending to you, that's how I can really tell if you are a kind person. That's how I can really tell the kind of person that you are. The way you treat people that you feel like they are not beneficial to you, you feel like you are better than them. It tells a lot about you, the way that you treat these people, right? So the question is still there. How do you treat people that you don't like? How do you treat people that you feel like you are better than? How do you treat them? Okay, and now let me take this in the aspects of relationships. If you're dating someone, if the both of you are in love with each other, right, definitely the person would treat you well. But the moment that love fades from their eyes, that's when you can really tell, the extent of the person's humanity. Are they still going to like treat you with respect? I mean, the normal way you should respect a human being. Are they going to still speak to you in a respectful tone, right? Are they going to still, treat you averagely good when they feel like they are no longer in love with you? When that burning fire sensation is no longer in their hearts, how are they going to treat you? You can see that in some relationships, right? When the man falls out of love with the woman, it's not like the woman has done anything. He just fell out of love with her, right? That burning love feeling is no longer in his heart. He starts to treat her badly because that's who he is. He's not a kind person, right? So he cannot fathom how he would treat someone good that he's not overly in love with, right? So sometimes the woman will say, oh, the man has changed. It's not really like he has changed. It's just that this is how he treats people. that he's not in love with. This is how he treats people that he's not on good terms with, right? Even in your normal friendships, when you and your friends, like when things are going on well between the both of you can notice that they treat you very good. But the moment there is a crack in the friendship, you start to see that they're treating you differently. Let's say, for example, you had money, right? You used to have a lot of money. So when you guys go out for drinks, you would pay. You used to have a lot of money. So during your birthdays, you would send them some money, you would buy them something. You used to be well known, you used to be popular. So you guys used to get invited to places. You guys used to get invited to events. But the moment you lose your popularity, the moment you lose your finances, you begin to see that they start to treat you differently because you're no longer getting those benefits from you anymore, which basically means that either the friendship was not based on them actually liking you as a person, them actually wanting to be around you, right? And also they may just be kind of people that they don't know how to treat other people well. Some of us, we don't know how to treat people well. The only people we know how to treat well are people that we can benefit from, right? Or people that we feel like they have something to offer us, or we feel like we are in love with them, we think about them all the time. But we don't know how to be humanly, we don't know how to treat everybody good, we don't know how to be kind to everybody, we don't know how to respect everybody, we don't know how to tolerate people, we don't really know how to interact with people without wanting to get something from them, or without wanting to take advantage of them, or we just don't know how to relate with people humanly. Some people, if they see someone that they don't like, they feel the need to hurt that person. Why? Why? Why do you feel the need to hurt somebody because you don't like that person, or because the person doesn't agree with you? Yes, this boils down to another thing. Some people don't know how to be in a place where everybody doesn't agree with them. Some people fail to realize that different opinions will definitely exist, right? Like, it's not everything that you think that is true. You're not the only person in the world, you're not the only one that has opinions in the world. You're not even always going to be right. And even if you are right, you must know that everybody will not agree with you. We can all agree to disagree, right? You need to be able to coexist or exist in a space where there are different opinions, where there are different thoughts, right? Where there are different truths, right? Everybody is going to have an opinion, definitely. Everybody must not agree with you. But some people don't know how to exist in a place that people don't agree with them. Some people don't know how to exist in a place that doesn't favor them, right? If you guys are having a conversation or a discussion and they bring up a topic and you don't agree with them, they get so mad, they get so angry. And I'm like, you obviously are not mature enough, like you don't understand life enough if you have not realized that everybody is going to have an opinion that may not necessarily be in the same line as yours. Everybody's not going to think the way that you think. And if you're doing a particular thing or you're carrying out a particular task, there are different ways to achieve the goal. There are different ways to achieve the purpose. There are different ways to achieve that task, right? It's not the only way that you know that is always the right way, or it's always the correct way, or it's always the good way. You can arrive at a conclusion, you can arrive at a goal post in like 7 different ways. So everything does not always have to be done your way, the way that you think is right. Even if your way is also right, you need to realize that other people's ways can also be right. And even if their ways is not right, there is nothing wrong with letting people experiment and figure out that what they're doing will not probably end up right. What I'm trying to say is that as human beings, we need to be able to exist with other people, right? And one of the ways to exist with other people peacefully is to realize, to recognize, to accept that there are different opinions in the world, okay? There are different ideas in the world, different ideologies, different theories. And everybody is not going to think the way that you think. Everybody is not going to want to do things the way that you want things to be done. Everybody is not always going to be agree with you, right? Your different opinions, you need to be able to exist in a place that different opinions exist, right? You can agree and stand on business that what you believe is what you believe, good and fine, but you cannot force every other person to believe in what you believe. You cannot force every other person to always go the way that you go. You cannot force every other person to always do things in the way that you want them to be done. If I can see a comment here. Melly Gonzalez, hi. Welcome to the live. Thank you for being here. Thank you for stopping by. So we are talking about how do you treat people that you don't like. That's the topic of discussion today. I've had a lot to say, but you can also contribute. You can drop your contributions, your questions, or like any other thing that you want to drop. I will definitely be reading comments and be responding. So yes, that's it. How do you treat other people? How do you treat people that you don't like? How do you treat people that you don't agree with? How do you treat people that you don't agree with what they're saying? You don't agree with their decision. You don't agree with their opinion. How do you treat them? Do you feel the need to erase them from the earth? I've heard on the news where two people disagreed over something and one person unalived the other person because they didn't agree with them. That's so crazy. Just to tell you that you like I feel like there should be a measure for everybody's humanity. If you were to be like that, you would realize that a lot of people are not humanly, they should not be humanly acceptable because they don't know how to coexist. If you don't know how to coexist, then I'm so sorry, but you should not be living among other human beings. My back's itchy. Sorry. If you don't know how to coexist, then you should not be living among other human beings because you might pose like a danger or a threat to other people. If you want to coexist, if you want to live among humans, you must know and you must accept that there are different ideologies, there are different opinions, there are different theories. Okay, you need to be able to live with other people that don't accept everything that you say, they don't accept your way of thinking, they don't believe in the same thing that you also believe, right? And I'm not talking about people that you marry, people that you live in the house with. I'm talking about people that you relate with on a general scale. Like when you go out to the mall, or when you are at work, or when you attend a function, you definitely meet different types of people. It's when you want to get married or whatever, you cannot choose someone that believes in the same things that you believe in. But on a general scale, right? If you and the person don't have any serious personal relations, right? You should be able to accept that people have different beliefs, people have different things that they hold dear, people have different things that they see as theories that they believe is true. That's what it means to be a human being. It's the diversity of life, basically. It's the diversity of life. Now if you want to hire a staff, if you want to pick a partner, if you want to work in a particular organization, you may want to know what are the beliefs and the values of that place, which is fine. But if you're relating with people on a general scale, you should be willing to accept that people are diverse, people are different, and people believe in different things, and you should be able to accept people for how they are. Someone believes in something different from you does not mean that you need to tear them down. It doesn't mean that you need to hate them. It doesn't mean that you need to harm them, either emotionally or physically. Sometimes if someone doesn't believe in the same thing that we believe in, we start to insult them. We start to try to pull them down or bring them down. We say hurtful things to them in a bid to get them to like come on our side in our beliefs, right? But that's not how it's done. Okay, that's not how it works. We should be able to respect everybody's country, everybody's race, everybody's beliefs, everybody's opinions. We should be able to accept diversity, basically, right? There are certain people that I don't like what they do, I don't like what they believe in, but it doesn't mean I hate them. It doesn't mean that I want to harm them. It just means that I understand that we have different beliefs, we have different ideologies, we have different things that, different opinions and different things that we hold on to. I recognize that, I know them, I know that, but it doesn't mean that I want to unalive them. It doesn't mean that I want them to leave the planet. Okay, I would change them if I could, but I don't impose anything on them. I don't come up harshly. I don't come up demeaning, right? I don't come up insultive. Okay, so we should learn to respect something that is not similar to who we are and what we believe in. Okay, if someone is not the same skin color as us, if someone is not the same religion as us, if someone is not the same ethnicity as us, or they don't believe in what we believe in, it's fine. Okay, you don't have to like it, but you would have to still treat the person fair and squarely. That's what humanity is all about. Okay, and I feel like humanity should be placed above so many things. There are people that have been killed because they said, okay, they were homosexuals or they were from a different race or a different tribe. Humanity, my legs itching. Humanity should come higher than all these other things. Humanity should come first before all these other things. Okay, that's that's how it should be. So I can see someone on the live. Hi. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me. If you're here, please leave a comment. Okay. Don't just come in and be quiet and then just go. Okay. Lives are like interactive sessions. All right. So if you're here, just drop a comment in the comment section. Also, if you replay this video, like you play this video, like after I'm done with the live and you play the video back, you can still leave a comment, even though like it's not on the live session. I will still see the comments and I will still respond. Yes, again, the topic is, how do you treat people that you don't like? I kind of wish I had a bigger platform so I could hear more opinions, more ideas, more, comments, because I know that people treat people in different ways. I've said mine and what I think should be generally acceptable, but I know that everybody else still has an opinion. And sometimes it's so lovely, it's so beautiful to hear everybody's different opinion, their different ideologies, and you can even learn a thing or two from that, right? Nobody has the monopoly of information. Nobody has monopoly of ideas. Nobody is a know-it-all, right? If you feel like you know it all, I'm so sorry, because you will definitely meet someone that will definitely know something more than you, or they will have a different perspective, right, to a particular topic, and it will do you a lot of good if you're able to listen and be able to, draw some insights from what they say. It even expands your mind, because you knew how to do something in one particular way, but now you listen to another person and you know how to do that same thing in another way. Okay, so whenever you listen to people, and you don't have to take everything that people say like hook, line, and sinker, like just taking everything. No, if you hear something or someone tells you something, if you receive information, you have to analyze it, right? You have to look at information properly. You have to scrutinize it. Okay, you have to take it in and out. Okay, see the ones that are valuable to you, see the ones that you can take in, and leave whatever it is that you feel like, okay, this thing is not valuable to me. Also, it's not every advice that you take the whole advice and use it. You have to think about it. You have to go through that advice and decide whether it's something that you can do all of it, or take the parts that are necessary to you and leave the other parts. So I think I've hit the nail on the head for this topic. I don't have a lot of people on the live, and the few people that are here, you guys are too quiet. So I think I've said the major thing that I have to say concerning this topic. Treat everybody with respect. And also, if you're with somebody either in a romantic relationship or as a roommate or whatever, please try to find out how they treat people that they don't like. Very important, because one day, you never can tell. You might eventually fall into that shoes, right? And you would not believe the way they would treat you. Okay, so if you have a roommate, if you have a spouse, you have a friend or whatever, try to figure out, or try to find out, or try to notice how they treat people that they don't like, because that's how you're going to tell the extent of their kindness. Okay, because one day you might be in that position, you might be in that shoes where they may not like you as much as they like you anymore for different reasons. They may get somebody else and just replace you, or they may not feel so like love is so fleeting. Like love is something that it doesn't really hold any weight. Today you're in love, tomorrow you're not. Okay, so if you're with someone and you feel like both of you are in love with each other, so that's the reason why they treat you well. Be suspicious, be careful, because one day they might just randomly kind of like fall out in love with you, fall out of love with you, and then they start to treat you the way they treat everybody else. So if they treat everybody else badly and treat you specially, I'm so sorry, but you are in danger, because one day you will still fall into the circle of people that they are treating badly. So let's learn to open our eyes, open our ears. Okay, interact with kind people, make friends with people that are naturally kind. Okay, have spouses that are naturally kind. Okay, in your workplace, if you are picking people that you want to be talking to every day, like colleagues that you're going to interact with, pick people who are kind, not just people who are good to you because of what they can benefit from you in the moment. Pick people who are naturally kind, people who are good people to everybody. Okay, people who are just like kind people, caring people. Pick those type of people, because even if they fall out of love with you, they would not treat you badly. Even if you guys are no longer like good friends on good terms, they would not feel the need to treat you badly just because of whatever it is that happened that made you guys fall out with each other. So yes, I feel like when you're picking spouses, partners, even business partners, when you're picking business partners, when you're picking spouses, when you're picking friends, when you're picking people that you want to intentionally do life with, you have to be careful. You have to be selective. Okay, you have to like prioritize certain things. You cannot just pick people randomly. No, because if you pick people randomly and you bring them into your life, without proper analysis or scrutiny, You might bring in people that will be there to tear you down or will not be there for you when things go bad. Okay, so you want to be careful the kind of people that you give front row seats to your life. Okay, so all in all, it still remains pick kind people. Choose people that are kind. Choose people that are naturally good people, not good for the sake of the relationship, not good for the sake of whatever it is they can benefit from. Because a day will come where you will no longer have anything to offer. A day will come where somebody else will offer them something more than what you are offering them. A day will come where they will feel like they can no longer benefit from you. A day will come where they will feel like, okay, like they have taken the value they can take from you and it's time to move on to the next thing. So at that point, how do they then treat you when they feel like they no longer need you? That's the question. And I think we should ask ourselves that question in every relationship that we find ourselves, either platonic, romantic, sexual, or whatever, is a question that we should ask ourselves. The day the person feels like they no longer need you, the day the person feels like, they can no longer use you for anything, they feel like you are no longer beneficial to them, or they feel like whatever it is that you offer them, they can get it from somewhere else. How do they treat you? How are they going to treat you? So this is an important question that we feel to ask ourselves in relationships and all of that. So yeah, I think I've made my points clear for this live. I'll end this live now and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Bye. Take care.